I got some new glasses because looking at myself drives me nuts. I kept getting glare. I kept getting glare. It's kind of weird to see in this, but you can really see the bags under my eyes with these glasses. It's a makeup-free day, like most days. So let's make some nachos and talk about the events. Oh my goodness! So this is crazy. Another night, I hardly got any sleep. Where are we looking? I was up a lot of last night trying to help neighbors get rescued and get home. Uh, for various reasons. Some of you probably saw my post on employers. That was another thing. And that was before I heard some of the nightmares. So it was a crazy night. So I'm on Nextdoor. And if you're not familiar with Nextdoor app, it's supposed to be secure, but what I'm hearing, it's not as secure as it used to be. A lot of fraud going on. So you have to be careful. However, I was looking at the post late last night. Not terribly late. Maybe around 11 o'clock. Covering my pan so that nothing sticks and makes cleanup easy on my nachos. But I looked at Nextdoor kind of in between working on editing stuff. And I saw where, let me show you this too. So I made a potted chili, but from what I made of the potted chili, I took some out and put it to the side and I cooked it down. So it'll be a little bit thicker. The potted chili is going to get frozen for another use. Hello, hello, whoever's here. So what happened in my area was, I'll say that the weather app, it's not an app. I use, it's a site, it's myforecast.com. And they predicted this snowy weather this week. Different days, it kind of changed how many days, when day, but they predicted 15 days ago that we were going to get some crazy weather. Hello, hello. Hey, Susanna. Hello. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. They predicted this crazy weather days ago. And then, of course, weather warnings went out. Watches went out advising people to keep an eye on things that were going on. Right, and I think those went out, I'm not sure when. All week there's been talk about the potential for really bad weather. Now, it's weather. You can't predict it 100%. But there are so many tools, and those tools are their radar that you can look at the future and see what's going to happen within 7-8 hours, something like that. Anyway, I use those tools, and there are several, there's National Weather Service, there's all these resources. There are several different weather, like I said, I use my forecast. There's CNN, there's National Weather Service, there's local news, there's radars with advanced future. You can look at past where things have gone, and in the future where things will be going. So I I use a combination of those. Now, I don't like winter weather, so I even rarely leave the house. Um, and so it's not so concerning for me, but my husband does leave the house. I am concerned for him. So, I guess it was night before last, afternoon actually, the governor said, look, we're going to shut down all the state offices. All of them. I think even essential workers were told to stay home. I think there are probably going to be, security that was needed to show up, but people that have first responders and GEMA, Georgia Emergency Management, people like that, they have protocol in place to handle emergencies like this. So whether that be, people spending the night in case something comes up, then that's what they have to do. Right? So they deal with that. But the problem is you have all these businesses, a lot of them with minimum wage workers, especially here in Georgia. And it's a right to work state, so actually means a right to fire people state, which instills a lot of fear in people, for obvious reasons. And I guess what happened was a lot of these employers weren't keeping an eye on weather. So a lot of people left at their regular time, like 5 o'clock. And by then we had already started having snow here by 2, I think I recorded something, 2:41 in the afternoon. And it just kept coming down. So then people in my area who were trying to get home by 5 o'clock struggled greatly. So there were people that had to abandon their cars. They were sliding off roads, going into ditches. It was a real menace. But the thing is that way earlier in the afternoon, the Weather Service had predicted all of this, and it showed the trajectory of the storm and who was going to get snow, who was going to get hit, and giving warnings to people to get in and be safe, right? So you've had all these warnings. You've had warning for a week. You've had, National Weather Service day of, in the morning, giving warnings, telling people to, be careful. So there was already these weather warnings out. So the difference, so think about tornado. You have a tornado watch and you have a tornado warning. So when you have a tornado warning, that means the tornado is on you. Like, it's take cover, quickly. So anyway, let me tell you what I see on Nextdoor. I get on Nextdoor last night. There were people who were stuck in their car. There were heroes out there, several of them, asking for people to, contact them. Hey, let me know where you are. I will come and pick you up and I will take you home to get you safe and all that. So there were a lot of heroes out there working late until the night, into the morning actually, as long as they could. But then it got so bad that Georgia Emergency Management had posted that the roads weren't even safe for four-wheel drives. But what these guys were doing, and they're going to be some mad neighbors, what these guys were doing, they were driving between the mailboxes and on people's yards, kind of straddling the mailboxes to be able to drive and using the yards and everything as some traction. So, but these people were just stuck. And then there was a report of a guy from a mother reported that her son worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken somewhere, fast food joint. And the fast food joint just closed and said, these kids, they couldn't drive. The roads were a mess. So the kids had no choice because the manager told them, you can't stay here, you got to go home. Instead of providing them warmth and shelter, they had these kids walking home, and I'm talking miles in like 20-degree weather. So, and then it was just a mess. It was a mess. And then people were taking video of cars, like abandoned, cars wrecked. One person reported there were cars in the ditches, like all up a state road. So I'm just thinking these people are probably earning minimum or low wage, and they are trying to get home so they can get up and go to work, do it all over the next day. And then they end up in a ditch. It's going to cost them, probably at least $500 deductible plus time off from work to, in order to be able to have a car to get to a job again. It's crazy. So it's not a win for the employers to keep their employees at work just to make a few bucks. It's going to cost them more because they're going to lose employees and employees' time and stuff. So I don't understand why it's like that. Why it has to be that way, right? To put your workers in an unsafe situation. So just trying to absorb some of the juice here from this tomato so it doesn't make the nachos soggy. I mean, they'll be wet enough from this chili mix that I made. So I really feel bad for a lot of these people that had no option. Now, the state offices have been closed for 2 days, so that hasn't been an issue for state employees so much. But these small minimum wage employees have really taken a hit with this one. But so I'm feeling sorry for a lot of people that were abandoned overnight. And I was trying to help them and coordinate, pickups with people who were abandoned. So, it was just, because I'm in my house. I don't have the equipment to go out and help. So I figured that's the least I could do, stay up. I didn't go to bed till 5 o'clock this morning. So, it was a pretty frustrating situation to see your neighbors and stuff suffering like that. So, anyway, but then today, I just got off, hence this video. I just got off the site again next door, and there are people that are posting like terrible conditions, icy roads, all the cars stuck on the side of the road. They're still on advisory. So it's, I think we just hit freezing again. It's 5:51. So all of this is going to refreeze. Anything that did happen to melt today is going to refreeze. and create havoc on the roads again. But guess what? We got neighbors at 4 o'clock, 4:30 are asking, are the roads safe? Can I go out? Can I go get things? There are advisories out. You can look at the weather hour by hour and see that it's going to be freezing now. You don't have much time if you're going to go out, and the roads aren't safe. Like, people have posted warnings. And you would think that and there are people that are complaining because their donuts aren't getting delivered or DoorDash isn't getting delivered. It's crazy. They want DoorDashers to risk their lives to bring them food because they had a warning a week ago to prepare for this, and they didn't. You know? I mean, you're craving for s'mores or donuts or whatever the heck it is needs to wait. You know, it's not worth putting other people's lives, first responders and everyone else, in harm's way. And we're in Georgia, so we don't have equipment because these are off events. Hello, Renee. I enjoyed your snow video yesterday, Renee. Right? So it's been crazy around here, girl. It has been absolutely insane, the people. And right now, there are people like, oh, this is what the roads look like for me going to Burger King. Like, you can't hold off on that Burger King craving for another day? Really? Come on. Please. Please. And they were showing like this icy, snowy road they had to go over to get their craving fix. And somebody else was complaining because there was a fire truck with chains that got stuck. Well, they probably got stuck trying to rescue somebody. You know? I don't know. The employers need to be better, but then I look at the people that are going out and asking to just so they can get Burger King, or people are asking, are the grocery stores open? I've called and there's no answer. Here's your sign. Oh my gosh. But I just feel sorry for a lot of people. Well, because A, they don't know how they can get on the computer to ask people's opinions about things instead of looking at direct resources and what the warnings are. And, well, I think it's a jalapeno night. And I don't know. It's so silly to me. So silly to me. So, but I feel sorry for people that trust other people in that way. Oh, I should use this. It's an avocado green goddess. Looks really good. I bet that's going to be good on nachos. I'm going to use that instead of sour cream. Yes. I don't think I'm going to put tomato on because what I did for my sauce and my chili is I had an enchilada sauce that I made homemade with dried chilies and all the good stuff. And this is what we have going on, Renee. I made a pot of chili. And I meant to put kidney beans in here, but it was black beans. I didn't look at the label. But it was in where I normally put my beans. But so this is thin, right? And then I took some of this out and I cooked it down so it would be thicker for my nachos. And anyway, it's just concerning that there's so many people that are taking unnecessary risks. You know? feel bad for one guy because he thinks he has pneumonia, and he was scheduled to get an MRI at the hospital. And so he was afraid he wouldn't make his appointment. So he slept at the hospital to make his appointment, and then they canceled the appointment. I don't know. It's a mess. But Georgia's that way. And then a guy was screaming because we pay so much in taxes, and, why don't we have trucks to treat the roads? And somebody responded that they did treat the roads near her, but because they treated them, then the snow melted. And then when the snow melted, the temperature got so cold that it refroze and just became a sheet of ice. I mean, again, that's why people should just learn to stay home in Georgia. It's a couple days, It's a couple days. And when the schools close, it's probably a good indicator. That's probably a good indicator. So, what we got going here? Hey, Sophie, good to see you. Hey, Sandra D, how are you doing? I know, we're doing the nachos, but Hey, so Renee, everybody in your family's good? I hope. Hope nobody's out driving that shouldn't be. You and I know what that means, but oh my gosh. But I don't know if you have next door where you are, Renee, but it has been interesting. And why people are asking if the grocery stores are open and the roads are safe at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I don't even know where some of these people want to go. Are they going to the mall? Are they bored so they want to go to the mall, or they want to go see a movie, or somebody asked if anyone was door dashing. Oh, these are pickles. And then when somebody kind of got on her case about like nobody should be door dashing or ordering DoorDash, then she was like, I think she changed her story real quick because people got on to her. And she was like, oh, no, I have an elderly neighbor who's 85, and it's to get her some soup and crackers from the store. And I'm thinking, why can't you just share your food with her? That's crazy. Okay, y'all, I'm going to admit this is really not healthy. This Velveeta. But this is what I thought I would do that didn't happen. I had a hankering when I was sick recently. For this dish that I learned from a woman. She was actually like my stepmother's mother. And they were from the Northeast. And I'd never seen this recipe. It's super simple and tasty, but it's terrible for you. You can't even shred Velveeta. What was I thinking? I should have frozen it if I was going to try and do that. But the recipe for this macaroni was you take cheese slices and you kind of tear them up, and then you put stewed tomatoes in with macaroni. Then you put it in the oven. Cheap, easy. It just sometimes hits a spot, and I like it cold as well. But like cold as in, after you bake it, the next day it's really good as a leftover. And since I had lost so much weight when I was sick and just really low energy, I was like, what the heck, I'll give in to this craving. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but we'll see. I'm out of regular block cheese and my grocery order got delayed. So let's get this going. I have my oven on at 400. Anyway, that's why I bought Velveeta. So I was really bad. And I feel guilty for it. Because normally I like a really good, like, natural cheddar. So this isn't too soupy. Chris and I are sharing these. These are not just for me. My husband and I are going to share it. And I ate, what did I eat today? Deviled egg, 2 pieces bacon. So that is going on that. And then I'm going to throw this cheese on here. See, that was a bad idea. Don't try to shred. Don't try to shred Velveeta. It doesn't work. Bad idea. See, I don't do that. I used to love the Velveeta and Rotel. Still do, but try to stay away from that stuff. I've lost a lot of weight in the last year. So try to keep it up. But there are some times when I have a craving and I've learned to like give in to the craving and then get back on track. You know, if there's a healthier way to make it, do that. Okay, so this is going in the oven. Probably should have done that first. So, and then work on the veggies here. My veggies are almost done. Chris, do you want whole avocado? I mean jalapeno, or you want me to chop it up a little bit?
Just chop it up a little bit. I like
Just a little heat here and there. So anyway, I just feel bad for our neighbors, but then I also looked at like people certainly weren't prepared. And earlier this week when I saw that there was going to be a weather incident this week, I actually put, because I saw so many people so illy prepared last time, that I put a notification out this week that now is the time to be preparing for potential weather event. But Georgia can't afford equipment. People laugh at us, but no, when we only have snow, like to have snow twice, twice in a year like this, it's and close everything down, it's pretty like, I don't think, I've lived here 40 years, I don't think this has ever happened that I can remember. How about you, Renee? Do you remember anything like this? I don't. Not twice in a year like this. So, but it's not worth it. So somebody was like, the taxes we pay, we should have equipment. Like, and then he came in and said, I mean, they should at least have a small truck to treat the roads. And I'm like, do you realize how many trips that a truck would have to take to a small truck, as he put it, to clear all of the roads in this county? Yeah. It's impossible. It wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. Georgia DOT went out and tried to clear some roads, as many as they could. But again, they treated them and then they refroze. Because what they treated, it was snow, and they treated it, that melted, turned to ice, and created skating rinks. So, but it's sad. I hope that people start heeding the warnings. But I hate that they also go out and drive and put other people and first responders at risk. You know. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to put on. So what do y'all like on your nachos? Tonight I'm doing jalapenos, lettuce, tomato, raw onion. I put onion in the chili too. I have avocado here, and I have jalapeno, and of course the cheese. Normally I'd use regular cheese. And chili I made and the nachos. So here's a tip. I bought this avocado. When did I buy this avocado? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. And it's perfect. Why is it perfect? It's perfect because when I get them home, it's hard. So I let it sit on the counter for, it was a day, 2, maybe 3. And then when it got just soft to the touch, I put it in the refrigerator. I think I've had an avocado last and look this beautiful up to 3 weeks in the refrigerator. So that's kind of how I do my avocados. Cilantro, you can make it last a long time if you wash it real well. Get rid of anything that looks a little wilty. And if it looks a little wilty, you discard that. Then you wrap it up in a paper towel and put it in a big Ziploc freezer bag, and your cilantro will last about a week or so. But yeah, that's very effective. I hate throwing food away, but I usually don't throw food away because I have worms. So anything that gets too old, I give it to the worms. If I buy it from the store, I have to make sure that I wash it really well. If it comes out of my own garden, I don't have to do that. So that's my nachos. Nachos. Now, how am I going to do this? Probably a little bit of the, I clustered some of those. There me clumps of jalapeno on here. And do that. I think I'll do the onion next. Renee, that fish looked so good. Fish and eggs. There was this restaurant. It was on the water in Florida. I forget where. My dad would take me there. And they would do fish and eggs for breakfast. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And they wouldn't serve toast. They would serve French bread that was toasted and buttered and put in the broiler or oven. It was so delicious. All right, that bunch of lettuce. If I'd done that backwards, it would look way prettier to have some color on top. But I don't have to worry about presentation. My husband will eat anything I put in front of him, which is a good thing. Okay, so I pre-cut the avocado in the shell. Does anyone else do that? And it comes out kind of chunky already. That way it's not getting smeared all over my cutting board. And I like to get all the goop out as much as I can. Oh, that's going to be so good. Once this is ready, I'm going to shut off the live and go eat because I'm hungry. But I hope everyone stays safe. I hope the hints and tips I gave on watching the weather helps. Yeah, check out different sources. Check out that weather radar. And look at the future model. YouTube has NWS National Weather Service for Atlanta is online, and they had 3 models that showed that we were going to get hit in this area. Yet people are complaining that they didn't know, and they showed it way in advance. So, yeah, we're going to eat off paper plates tonight too, because I'm in that mood. I keep paper plates around too, so that we get weather like this. If we lose power, we'll not have to wash so many dishes and deal with that so much, and boiling the water and all this stuff that's required when you lose power. So it's good to be prepared. Oh, FEMA website has a good website on being prepared for like power outages and stuff. It's not all general, like flooding, power outage, any emergency, and what supplies they recommend you have. And then you can go to other websites or even YouTube, and people will have lists of items, like grocery items that are good in the event of power outages. And I know a lot of people only have an electric can opener, and they need to rethink that. You need to have a manual can opener. You have to have manual alternatives to things. So, and especially the elderly. So also, if you have elderly, a lot of times they only have electric can opener. So you need to check on them, make sure that they are able to open canned goods when there are outages. So, all right. Well, bon appetit. I'm going to go eat. Y'all take care. Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. I like chatting with y'all when I'm cooking. Yeah, I know. Sandra D, you're a early to bed kind of gal. Once that sun goes down, you're out. I hope I'm out tonight. But y'all take care. Love y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it, like I said. And then I'm going to freeze this chili because I have a leg of lamb that I trimmed for lamb chunks because it was on sale. And I got these non-glare reading glasses. Now you can really see the bags under my eyes. In the right light. There you go. Baggy. Because I haven't slept but like 4 or 5 hours the last 2 days. Anyway. So I'm out of here. Woo! I'm losing y'all. But be safe. Be good. Take care. Love y'all. Later, taters. Bye.